Good morning. Today is Rosh Chodesh Adar, the 30th day of Shvat. Moshe, you're sponsoring class in memory of your mother's yahrzeit, right? Putting on the spot here. Leilui Nishmas. What's your mother's name? Pnina Bas Yitzchak. And Neshama should have an aliyah. Steve, you got it? Let's put them away also, please. Okay, good morning. We're going to learn in memory of your mother. And you did a beautiful davening. Beautiful, beautiful davening. Disaster, Ellie. Ellie folded my towels today. Not so bad. Oh. Really no. Okay. In today's lesson, another humbling meditation. Think about the multitudes of thoughts, words, and actions, and even dreams that we entertain, which are not only not holy or serving godly purpose, they're taking up inner space. They're taking up your mind. We have to be careful. So we're continuing yesterday's theme of breaking the self-centered animal soul. Even one who is innocent from terrible sins of his youth. Guy grew up, he was generally speaking, good kid, right? We're not even talking about a kid. We clarified yesterday that we're talking about youth could be yesterday also, right? Mm-hmm. Well, you're an adult now because you're 18? No, you could be a youth in your 20s and your 30s. Sometimes like, okay, we're all youth. Myron Sugarman's going to be your Shabbos. He'll go, these kids. He's talking about the 60-year-olds. These kids. Wow. Jeff comes around. Myron goes, these kids. They think they know what they're talking about. So we're talking about sins of our youth. It doesn't necessarily mean when we're little boys. And a person should set his heart to fulfill the counsel of what the Zohar says, that be a master of accounts. Be responsible for your actions, whether you did them a minute ago or whether you did them many years ago. The Hainu. Lasis cheshbon im nafshay. Person should make a calculation. Sit down and take stock. Of course, Erev Yom Kippur, on Yom Kippur, we sit and we think, the things that I did, the things that I said. That should happen all the time. We set aside time to think about all the different thoughts, words, and actions that have happened since the day that we came into being until today. Since the moment of cognition, since the moment that you could remember, you know what? I hit that little kid and he didn't deserve it. Or even if he did, maybe I shouldn't have done it. I should have apologized. Or whatever. From the time you're a little kid. Always deserve it. Thanks, Ellie. You need to do a cheshbon nefesh. That's exactly what it's talking about here. Talking about you. You have to think whether the actions, the thoughts, and the words that you said were from the side of holiness or mitzad tumah, Rahman al-Islam, or God forbid, the opposite side, the negative side, the evil side, the impure side, Rahman al-Islam, God forbid. If it's not focused on the proper things as far as thoughts are concerned, or words, or actions, and by the way, he mentioned dreams, and the Tanya is going to address that, but usually what you do during the day, especially right before you go to sleep, will have an impact on what you're dreaming about. So if you're having nightmares or negative dreams, a good chance that you were having negative thoughts or whatever it is similar to what you're dreaming about. And this is what it means, Sitra Achra. It's not necessarily evil, but it's the other side. If it's not holiness, it's the other side. What's the other side? Not lined up with what Hashem wants. This is not service of Hashem. This is selfish and not proper. It's not what we're supposed to be doing. You're in class. The teacher says, look in, and instead you're playing with a game. Are you doing something wrong? But it's not what you're supposed to be doing. So we're not saying evil, but it's the other side. Whenever a person thinks holy thoughts, he becomes, during that time, Nasimer Kava Be'ezu. At that time, he becomes a chariot to Hashem, to holiness. these thoughts become holiness wherever they originate. And, it's not just at the moment, but let's say, for example, you take a coin, you put in the pushka. It's not just that moment. It's all the effort that went into earning that money, procuring that money, taking the money, putting it in the pushka, or giving it to the poor person. There's a lot involved. And God forbid, also the opposite. When you're thinking thoughts that are not lined up with what Hashem wants you to think, or words that what Hashem doesn't want you to say, or actions that are inappropriate for a yid. So again, it's not just that moment, but you're taking everything with you, and it's the other side we have to make sure that we don't cross over. So always ask ourselves constantly, is this whatever I'm doing, saying, or thinking in line with my service of Hashem? Is this enhancing my connection with my soul to God? And if not, maybe it's the other side. I got to bring it in. And sometimes it is. Sometimes it's a parav thing, and we can pull it over and have a coffee. If you just drink it without a blessing, then that's not appropriate. If you say a blessing and the coffee is going to give you a little energy boost for the day, perfect. It's on the holy side. There are things that are obvious, and there are things that are a little less obvious. Ruach mishum she'ein nafshe oila l'mayla k'may shekosum yalabar Hashem niki kapayim. Furthermore, let's consider our dreams. As we mentioned before, whatever we're doing, it's not just at the moment. There's a thought process that went into it. If you said something not nice here, how'd you get here? Your cars, your shoes, the tires of the car. Like, there's so much involved that gets swept up. So too, the dreams that we have at night. There's a reason why you're dreaming this particular thing. Oh, suddenly there's like a monster in your dream. No, you probably saw a movie, a video, you were discussing something with someone else, and yet your imagination wandered. Was that in line with what Hashem wants you to do? Think, say. So we have to think about it. And we have to have, Miyala Hashem, who shall ascend the mountain of Hashem? Meaning, whose soul shall rise upwards in his sleep? The mountain of Hashem is like, as our neshama goes up to recharge in heaven, the one who has clean hands, Niki Kapayim, and a pure heart, implying that the neshama of those whose hands and hearts are not pure does not necessarily ascend up. And sometimes you can get disturbing or conflicting dreams. Furthermore, those originating from the evil side come and attach themselves to him and start to dictate what he's dreaming about. And sometimes they mock him. As it says, and they mock him and they show him false things and they torment him in his dreams. Sometimes wake up in a cold sweat, like, oh, that was horrible, your heart's pounding. So we see from the Zohar, the Holy Kabbalah, that one may evaluate himself by studying the content of his dreams. If you're trying to make a true cheshbon nefesh, a true calculation of the soul, am I saying the right things, doing the right things, thinking the right thoughts? Think about sometimes when you're dreaming and when you study them, you could humble yourself and realize that you might have to straighten certain things out in order for your neshama to ascend peacefully and to be able to recharge, so that you could thank Hashem in the morning. When you say, Moida ani lefanecha, you thank Hashem for returning your soul in order for you to do exactly what Hashem put you on this world to do. And Hashem trusts in you. Rabba Munasecha, he has great faith in you that you will fulfill your mission. So the takeaway for today is contemplation. We think to break our animal soul, our thought, speech, and action. What I thought might be neutral might actually be self-serving. They don't make me a vessel for Hashem. They don't make me a chariot for Hashem. If they're not part of the service of Hashem, then they're possibly the other side. So we have to be very careful and make sure that every thought, every speech, every word that comes out of our mouths, and every action that we take are dedicated to the service of Hashem. And in that way, we'll fulfill God's mission. We'll make the world a better and brighter place. We'll bring Mashiach, and we'll be able to celebrate Chodesh Adar with true simcha in the holy city of Jerusalem with the new and beautiful third Beis Hamikdash Hashlishi Midavid B'mheira B'yameinu. Amen. Everyone have a wonderful Chodesh and a good Shabbos Chodesh and a wonderful Chodesh.